morning, Chemists. Today is November 11th, 2015, and it is 5:15 in the morning. I hope you're enjoying a wonderful morning, enjoying your coffee as you get ready for work and learn about chemical weapons. Breaking news, new development in chemical warfare. First, what if you were told that the United States purposely created a drug that would give its user hallucinations? What if I said that they used humans as guinea pigs to test this drug? Well, those statements are facts, according to Mark Uno, the author of the article, The Story of the Drug BZ. Let's see what he has to say about this new development in the chemical warfare. Now I'm going to hand it over to Emily, our on-location interviewer, to see what he has to say on this subject. Emily?
Thank you, Steph. And here we have Mark Uno. Welcome back, Mr. Uno. It's nice to see you again. Mr. Uno made his first appearance on our show when he shared with us what he knew about the drug fentanyl. He specializes in the analyzation of incapacitating chemicals used for military use. Today, he's here to talk with us about the toxin BZ, or as it is scientifically known, quintuclinol benzylate.
BZ is a chemical weapon that was further investigated by the United States military after its invention by a Swiss pharmaceutical company. Because of its NATO code name, BZ, and because of how it affected the mental state of its victims, the chemical weapon became known as Buzz.
So, Mr. Uno, what's your opinion on this chemical weapon? Has the United States gone too far, and why have countries around the world attempted to use either BZ or an agent identical to it?
Well, since BZ is an incapacitating agent that causes the victim to be unable to think clearly among other symptoms, I don't believe that the U.S. has gone too far. War can get crazy when people become all patriotic and would do anything to see their country destroy the other. Also, as stated in my article, the chemical was used to maximize the aggression of the soldiers.
Which countries used this weapon before its use was discontinued in 1989 to decrease the size of the United States chemical warfare program? Did they use it in wars? And if so, which ones and against who?
Well, the United States uses their M44 generated cluster and M43 cluster. Two countries allegedly used this chemical weapon. Iraq was accused of using an ancient identical to BZ during the Persian Gulf War, and prior, where it was used on the soldiers of a number of countries, including the United States, Britain, Saudi Arabia, and France. The other country that was accused of using BZ was Syria. A source claimed that the drug was used in Homs, a city in western Syria.
Thank you for talking with us, Mr. Uno. Have a great day. Back to you, Steph.
Thank you, Emily. Symptoms of BZ include deterioration of short-distance vision, dry mouth, and distended pupils. The CIA and other sources have concluded that BZ-related agents weren't used in Iraq and that BZ doesn't coincide with Syria's chemical warfare program. In addition, recent reports have found that BZ was also allegedly used in the Ghouta attacks in August 2013. And later, when we return from the break, how hydrogen cyanide has been used as a toxic chemical asphyxiant. Don't go away. Stay tuned to hear more.
Are you sad because your hair is flat and not curly? Well, here's this new product. It'll make you happy and your hair curly. It's called Be Curly, and it will do as it says. Make your hair curly. Side effects may include too tight curls, spiral curls you don't even know what to do with. Just be careful. This product can be sold at any store around you, including Target, Walmart, and even salons. Enjoy!
And we're back. This is breaking news on chemical warfare. Hydrogen cyanide has been used as a chemical weapon.
Cyanide in general has been used as a chemical weapon because it destroys the blood's ability to carry and process oxygen. Hydrogen cyanide was isolated from Prussian blue dye in 1786. It is colorless and has a biting odor.
Today, we have with us Charles Stewart, author of Cyanide as a Chemical Weapon, a review. Welcome, Mr. Stewart. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, thank you. It's a pleasure being here. Thank you for having me on the show.
Oh, of course. So, you're an expert on hydrogen cyanide. Why would military forces want to use hydrogen cyanide, or cyanide in general, as a chemical weapon?
So, in large concentrations, cyanide is lethal and has been used in judicial executions in many states. The single reason for the use of this chemical weapon would be for mass annihilation of a population of people. It's often used in terrorist attacks in addition to chemical warfare.
What countries have used this toxin as a chemical weapon, and what situations have caused the need to use it?
Well, Iraq has been the major user of this weapon. It used hydrogen cyanide on the Iranian in the Iraq-Iran War in 1980 through 1988. Iraq also used it on the Kurds in northern Iraq during the 1980s. In addition to Iraq, the Nazis used this chemical in their gas chambers during World War II.
Thank you for your knowledge, Mr. Stewart. Have a good rest of the day. Back to the studio, Steph.
Thank you, Emily. Cyanide gas was also used in World War I, but wasn't as successful as chlorine because of its high volatility. A use of cyanide that is closer to home is that it was added to the explosives used on the attack on the World Trade Center in New York City. Up next, one more chemical weapon is discussed, chlorine. Stay tuned and enjoy this commercial.
Is your cat or dog laying around all day? Are they not happy, just looking all bored? Well, give them this new pet food. Yeah. It'll transform them from this to this. They'll be happy and active and want to play. Transform them from this to this. They'll want to see you. They'll want to stretch and be awake for the world. Just look at this. They want to chew on things and hunt for things and play with their toys. Oh, their many toys. Don't you want this for your pets? We all want this for our pets. They want to be as they are in the wild, play and be with their own species. Just be happy and get their energy out. And also, the cat will be the cat, tranquil and curious. Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed the break. Now we move on to chlorine gas.
An element on the periodic table with the atomic number of 17. It is used in the production of paper and plastic products, in swimming pools, and treating sewage and drinking water. Chlorine is used in an abundance of industrial practices and is needed all over the United States. However, it is not produced in all 50 states. Therefore, it must be transported across the United States in large quantities.
So now we have with us Brandon Wills, one of the authors of Chlorine Gas, an evolving hazardous material, threat, and unconventional weapon. Thank you for being here today, Mr. Wills. So chlorine gas, it's dangerous and hazardous material. Why would anyone use it?
Well, chlorine gas is mainly targeted by terrorist groups. They will attempt to explode a large transport of chlorine gas. When the gas comes intact with the skin of its victim, it causes a severe irritation in addition to the swelling of respiratory tract. The bombing of storage vessels or the release of mass amounts of chlorine gas could result in a multitude of casualties. This is the goal that terrorists have in mind when targeting the chemical weapon, mass murder.
Wow, that's morbid. So, when was this weapon used and who typically uses it? What can you tell us about who they used it on?
Chlorine gas was used in World War I. However, it has also been causing havoc lately. For example, Iraqi extremist groups targeted the cities of Taj and many others. In 2007, a tanker truck carrying chlorine gas was outfitted with explosives and detonated in Taj, as I stated in my earlier article. Just 5 people were presumed dead after the attack, with 140 seeking medical treatment. However, three more attacks, all in the same year, which resulted in 382 deaths and around 280 seeking treatment for minimal exposure. This is all part of the Operation Iraqi Freedom.
Thank you, Mr. Wills, for your input. It has been very informative. Have a great day, and back to you, Steph.
Thank you, Emily. There have been 3 more recent events involving chlorine gas. However, they were all resulting from human or machine error. One of the world's worst chlorine gas incidents in recent years happened about 2.5 hours from here in Graniteville, South Carolina. A misplaced track switch caused the collision between a railroad tanker carrying chlorine gas and another train, which resulted in 9 deaths. 8 people were pronounced dead on the scene from asphyxiation. 520 people visited a medical center near them, reporting chlorine-related symptoms. Also, most of the residents in the local town were evacuated. More on the use of chlorine gas in World War I next.
Chlorine gas was first used by the German army in April 1915 on the French army at Ypres. The soldiers reported seeing a yellow-green cloud that smelled of a mixture of pineapple and pepper before experiencing the effects of the gas. The soldiers complained of the pains in their chests and a burning sensation. That was because chlorine gas destroys the respiratory organs and causes death by asphyxiation.
Thank you for watching, and we'll see you bright and early next time on Good Morning Chemists. Thank you, and have a great rest of your day.